All right, here comes Chapter 2 Review Part 2. We're starting on page 101, and we're going to start with question 13. So the question is, find 8 times 397, and we have to show our work and explain why the strategy we chose works best for us, or shall I say, the factors. All right, so I'm looking at 8 times 397, and usually what I would do is I like to break apart 397 into 390 and 7. But in this case, it's so close to a friendly number that I think I'm actually going to use that. So I'm going to make an area model just so I can kind of show my thinking. I'm going to put 8 here. Maybe if my computer wants to type it. And then I'm going to put 397 right here. So this is what we're really trying to solve. But I'm going to add 3 more onto 397. I'm just going to call this little thing 3 more. And I'm going to make that 397 plus 3. Now, you guys, I don't actually need this part right here. What I'm doing is I'm just creating this friendly number 400 because now I'm going to be doing 8 times 400, which is way easier to do in my head than 397 times 8. Oof. Okay, so right now I'm thinking about 8 times 400. And I know 8 times 400 equals, well, 8 times 4, I know, is 32. So 8 times 400 would be 32 hundredths, otherwise known as 3,200. Okay, so I know that this whole thing would be worth 32 hundredths, or 3,200. Right? So I'm going to actually put that here because the whole thing would be worth that much. So 3,200. But did we actually need the whole thing? The answer to that is no. We added on this little guy right here. We don't need it. We were just using it to make a friendly number, and now it has to get taken off. So I have to get rid of this 8 times 3. So 8 times 3 is 24, right? So this little piece is 24 right here. So now I know I have 24 too much. So I'm going to take 24 off of 3,200. So 3,200 minus 24. Okay? And I'm just going to put my subtraction sign, maybe if my computer wants to let me do it. Put my subtraction sign and draw my line. Okay, so thinking about 3,200 minus 20, I know that would give me 3,180. And then I still have to take off 4 more. So 3,180 minus 4 would be 3,176. Now, if you're like, Mrs. Compton, what just happened? Let's walk through it. So, you got the zeros up top, so you're going to need to borrow, or really exchange. So I'm going to cross that off and make a 1. And then this would become 10, but now we're going to borrow 1 away, so it'll end up becoming a 9. And now we've got 10 here. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 2 is 7. 1 minus nothing is 1. 3 minus nothing is 3. So that means this piece is actually 3,176. And that was the part we were trying to solve. We were only trying to solve the part that was 397 times 8. So this is 397 times 8 right here. We added on this extra 3 to create a friendly. Now, I did show my work, and I explained to you why my strategy worked. But now you would have to write your explanation. I'm just not going to write mine. It would take too long. Okay. So you do that one, and I'm heading on to the next one. Hit pause if you need to. All right, here we go. Why they talk about creepy clowns, I don't know, but here we are. Number 14 is starring a clown. A clown bought 6 bags of round balloons and 24 balloons, with 24 balloons in each bag. Okay, so 6 bags of round balloons with 24 balloons in each bag. Got that? Okay, the clown also bought 3 bags of long balloons with 36 balloons in each bag. Okay, so I usually like to stop and read it more than once, so you might want to stop and read it more than once for yourself too. So I'm just going to make sure I understand. 6 bags of round balloons with 24 balloons in each bag. 3 bags of long balloons, 36 balloons in each bag. Okay. Do you have the picture in your mind? Because that's so important. You know, when the older you get, the less your teachers are going to say, make the picture in your head, but you still have to do it. You have to make the picture in your head of what's being asked. Okay, so part A is saying, or asking, how many more long balloons than round balloons did the clown buy? Show your work. All right, well, we don't even know how many round balloons and long balloons the clown bought yet, do we? So I guess we have to solve that first before we can even get to the next part. So let's find out. How many long balloons are there? All right, here we go. Gotta get out my marker. Actually, I want to type. Okay, so long balloons would be, oh, no. Round first. Round balloons would be 6 bags of 24 balloons in each bag. And then the long is 3 bags of 36 balloons in each bag. Okay, so I guess we have to solve that first, and then we'll come back and read the question. So 6 times 24. So I might do 6 times 20. Would you guys do the distributive property here? I'm curious about your strategy. So I think I would do this for 6 times 20 plus the 6 times the 4. And that represents 6 times 24. I just split this 24 into a 20 and a 4. All right, so this is going to represent my round. I'm going to put a little R there. I like to keep track of what I'm doing. Okay, so 6 times 20. I know 6 times 2 is 12, times 10 more is 120. So 120 plus 6 times 4, I just know that fact. That's 24. Add those together. And that equals 100. Let's see, 20 plus 20 is 40. So 144 is the round balloons. I actually think I'm going to move this. I'm going to reset it because I think that I'm just going to keep all of this over here. So this is all the round. So now I'm going to do the longs. Okay. So longs, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I really like the distributive property. It works well for me. Do whatever you want to do for yourself. You don't have to do the same thing I'm doing. So 3 times 30 plus 3 times 6. I'm just breaking the 36 into a 30 and a 6, and then multiplying each one by the 3. Alrighty, 3 times 30 equals 90, plus 3 times 6 equals 18. And you probably are going to tell me 90 plus 18 is the same as 90 plus 10 plus 8 more, so that makes it 108. Okay. Now, have we answered the question yet? Let's find out. How many more long balloons than round balloons did the clown buy? Okay, we have not yet answered the question, And I just saw that I must have done something wrong because there aren't more long balloons. Let's find out. How many more long balloons? Wait, didn't you get 108 for the long balloons? That's what I got. Did I label them incorrectly? No. All right, so I'm thinking there must have been a typo. So it looks like the real question is how many more round balloons and long balloons did the clown buy? Okay, that seems better because 144 is greater than 108, so we couldn't do it the other way around. So now we're going to actually do the 144 minus 108, or you could add up from 108 to get to 144. Either way would work. All right. Crooked there. Life is crooked sometimes, huh? Okay. So 4 minus 8 you can do, but you will get a negative number. So I'm actually just going to borrow from the 4 over here. And I'm going to bring one of the 10s over. So I'm going to make that 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. And 3 minus 0 is still 3. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So our answer should be 36. So the clown had 36 more round balloons than long balloons. All right. Next step, part B. You might want to take your moment here and read this. Okay, there's a lot going on here. So the clown also found some really snazzy heart-shaped balloons, apparently. So 5 bags of 14 balloons in each bag. So let's see, 5 times 10 would be 50, and 5 times 4 is 20. 50 plus 20 is 70. So I know 5 times 14, 70. Okay, so that represents the heart-shaped balloons, right? Maybe I should label that because we've got a lot going on here. So I'm just going to do heart. Okay. So now, what do we have to do? When the clown blew up all of the round, long, and heart-shaped balloons, 23 balloons burst. That's a lot of scaring like tiny dogs and children. Oh my gosh. I hate it when a balloon bursts. I'm sure you probably do too. Okay, so how many blown up balloons were left? Okay, so we already know from part A that there were 144 round, 108 long, and we know from this one 70 heart. So first, let's do 144 plus, you could stack them or you can write them horizontally. Whatever you decide is fine on how to solve. All right, so now I'm going to add these together. That says subtract, though. I need my other little line. There we go. Add. Okay, 4 plus 8 plus 0. That's going to be 12. And let's see, 7 plus 1 is 8 plus 4. I just did that one, which is 12 again. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so what does this number represent? It's important to always like stop and think, what does the number represent? So this number right here is 322, and it represents all of the balloons that were blown up. So 322 balloons blown up. Okay, now we know something happens. 23 of them are going to burst, which is actually kind of nice because 322 is almost 323, right? So 322 balloons were there, but 23 burst. Okay. Well, you guys, sometimes I like to line things up like this, like I'm using my algorithm, but then I'm going to think logically, because the 23 is like 22 and then one more. So if I did 322 minus 22, I would get 300. And then if I just took away one more, I'd get 299. Right? It is much easier to think about this 23 as a 22 and a one more. Okay, but if you want to see the algorithm, here it comes. 2 minus 3, you can do, but you're going to get a negative, so we're going to borrow. So that's going to become a 1, 110, and this 110 is going to move over here to make a 12. 12 minus 3 is what? Say it. Do you know it? All right, we got 1 minus 2. You can do, but you're going to get a negative. So we're going to borrow from the hundreds place. We're going to take one of those hundreds and put it over here. So now we have 11 tens minus 2 tens, or 11 minus 2. And that's 9. 2 minus nothing is 2. All right, so we still ended up with 299, and that is how many balloons were left. All right, woo, that was a longie. Did you go back and make sure you actually got all of the parts answered? And you still have to explain your answer. I'm not doing that part for you. You have to do that part. All right, on to the next. Jay and Blair. Why don't you take a moment to read this to yourself? Okay, so imagine Jay and Blair went fishing, and all together, they caught 27 fish. Now, Jay caught 2 times as many fish as Blair. Okay, so who caught more fish, Jay or Blair? Okay, so you're probably telling me it says right here that Jay caught 2 times as many fish as Blair. So Jay caught more fish. So I'm going to go over here, and Jay caught 2 times as many. So for every 1 that Blair catches, Jay catches 2 times as many. So then down here, I'm going to write Blair. And I am going to just put 1 for him. So you can see Jay has 2 times as many as this one. Now, here's the kicker. We know altogether they caught 27 fish. True story, right? It's a lot of fish. Okay. So now we have to figure out how many fish did Jay and Blair each catch. So we've got 27. And 27 has to equally be split into 1, 2, 3 sections. So we are trying to solve 27 divided by, sorry guys, 3. My dogs are saying hello, which is equal to 9. Because I know 9 times 3 is 27. So each one of these is going to have a 9 inside. There we go. So 9, 18, 27. That still adds up to 27, so everything's checking out. Jay has twice as many as Blair, so I'm all good there. But have I answered the question? Let's go find out. How many fish did Jay and Blair each catch? Okay, well, you know what? I have not yet answered the question. So we have to make sure that we answer all parts of the question. So let's see. Jay caught 2 times as many as Blair. So we didn't know. So Jay is actually going to be represented with 2 times as many as Blair. So we could say 2 times N fish. And then together they caught 3 times N fish. I'm going to put fish up here too. Okay, so can you see Jay caught twice as many as Blair? See, twice as many. And together they caught 3, 1, 2, 3 times N fish, which we know altogether is 27 fish caught. All right, now we have to figure out how to solve for N. So we actually already did that. See, I did the picture first, and now I'm showing you how to write the equation, which looks a little fancy schmancy with the 2 times the N. So the N is just really the missing number. All right, so we already know that the missing number for Jay and Blair was each 9 in each little square. So for Jay, this would be 2 times N, or known as 9, which is 18. And for Blair, he caught 9, right? So all together, sorry, this 3 times N fish is all together. So both 3 times 9 equals 27. And then Blair would just be the 9. We already can see that, right? Okay, have we done every piece of it? I think we have. So we have to say Jay caught 18 fish and Blair caught 9 fish, right? We can see that there. All right. Moving on. Don't forget to explain your work in writing. I'm not doing that part. Number 17. Take a moment to read it. Okay. Don't forget, you need to make the picture in your head. There's actually already a model on your page in your workbook, but I kind of like the idea of drawing out the model in front of you. So I didn't include it yet. So I'm going to do that right now with you. It says, at the pet fair, Darlene's dog weighed 5 times as much as Leah's dog. Okay. So I'm going to get my highlighter out. Darlene's dog weighed 5 times as much as Leah's dog. Okay. Together, the dogs weighed 84 pounds. Okay, so together they weighed 84 pounds. How much did each dog weigh? Complete the bar model, write an equation, and solve. Like I said, there's no bar model yet because I really like the idea of drawing one out in front of you. So we know Darlene's dog weighs more, right, than Leah's dog. So Darlene versus Leah. Now we know Darlene's dog is going to weigh 5 times more. So here's Leah's dog right here. Darlene's going to need 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So Darlene's dog weighs 5 times as much. I can see that. And then together, the dogs are going to weigh 84 pounds. Okay? So all together, they're going to weigh 84 pounds. So far, so good? What do you think? All right. I'm going back and I'm reading to make sure that I'm figuring everything out right. All right. So far, I think it's good. So I know that 84 has to get split between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles. So I am splitting 84 equally between 6 rectangles. So 84 divided by 6 equals, I don't know. So what I do to figure this out is I make a friendly number to this divisor. This is our divisor here. So I like to split 84 into 60 and 24. Because I'm thinking about the number 84, and I know that 60 plus 24 does make 84. And I know that I can divide 60 by 6 and 24 by 6 nice and easily. So I'm going to actually just do that. So 60 divided by 6. I have to go back and put my divided by 6. Plus 24 divided by 6. Okay, division symbol coming up. Please hold. Divided by. Done. Okay, 60 divided by 6 is 10. 24 divided by 6 is 4. And when I add them together, I get 14. So that means each of these is worth 14. And you could check that out by actually doing 14 times 6, making sure you got it right. So each of these would get a 14. Does that seem reasonable? Always ask yourself that. It's like the best math question. Does that seem reasonable? Okay, so let's see. Did we do everything? How much did each dog weigh? No, we haven't done that. Complete the bar model. Yes, we have done that. Write an equation. Yes, we did do that. And solve. Okay, so Darlene here, she's got some 14 pounds we've got to figure out times 5, right? So 14, let me shrinky dink this down. 14 times 5, the same as 10 times 5 plus 4 times 5. Okay. Oh, there's Freckles again. Sorry. 10 times 5 is 50. Plus 4 times 5 is 20. And they're going to go crazy, you guys. I'm sorry. So that makes 70. So this is just equal to this up here. And this is equal to 70. That's why I'm writing all these equal signs. I know it kind of looks funny sometimes like that. So this represents Darlene's dog. And then, of course, you need to actually say Darlene's dog weighs 70 pounds, Leah's dog weighs 14 pounds. Make sure you put it in a sentence. Make sure you do all parts of the story. Okay? All right, last one. This is good news because, number one, it's the last one. And number two, we've been using the distributive property all the time. So we're like practically professionals. Use the distributive property to model the product on the grid. Record the product. Done. Well, it's not done yet, but it will be done soon, y'all. All right, so we've got to make a 4 by 12. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going 4 that way. So I went 4 down. I'm going to go lengthwise 12 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, double check my work. Okay, I think I got it. Sometimes I don't. All right, so right now this is a 4 by 12. And you know, I keep splitting up the numbers into place value, right? So I keep doing this in the other problems too. I split the 12 into a 10 and a 2. So that would look like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would go right there. So 10 and 2. See how that just came right out of there? Nothing fancy, just splitting up the actual number. Okay, so now I'm going to do 10 times 4, and you could literally count each of the squares. It tells you how many small squares are in there. However, I don't really want to do that one by one. I could also count 10, 20, 30, 40, or I might just know that 10 times 4 is 40. Could be a memorized fact. So there are 40 small squares in there. Now I have to do 2 times 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. Or maybe you just already know 2 times 4 is 8. I think you probably do. All right, then we would add those up together. These are partial products. So this is part of the product, the answer. This is the other part of the product. 40 plus 8 equals 48. And there you have it. We are donezo. All right, kids, I hope this helped. I know you're going to do great on your test. Don't forget to read the question and answer all parts of it. Slow down and take your time. All right, see you next time.